What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Puff Daddy, and I have been hearing people refer to Puff Daddy as the Black Jeffrey Epstein, and in my opinion, that's a characterization of Puff Daddy. To me, Puff Puff Daddy seems more he fit more of the mold, from somebody from our community or not an actual person, but from the movie Superfly. And the movie Superfly came out it came out in 2000. No, I'm sorry. The first one came out in 1972, which that starred a guy by the name of Ron O'Neal. A lot of y'all younger people probably wouldn't know who Ron O'Neal was, but Ron O'Neal back in the 60s and the 70s, Ron O'Neal was a big deal. And this guy right here, I'm not sure of his name, but he played in the latest edition of Superfly, and I think that came out like around 2016 through 2017. But to me, like I said, Puff Daddy, he fits more in the mold of a from somebody from our community that that people can identify with, more of like a Superfly type character. Even if you take the lyrics from the song Superfly, like the first lyrics from the song, it starts out like this: "Man of the hour has an air of great power." Now, Puff Daddy has been the man of the hour for about up close to 30 years. And when you look at him and you see him, and his different pictures and stuff like that, you do see a guy, who has an air of great power with him. And because that's how he carries himself, and that's the status that he has. And so, I think, like I said, a lot of these lyrics from the song Superfly really apply to him. Another lyric is Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune by and by. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. So let's talk about that. You're going to make your fortune by and by. So what that means is, Puff Daddy he was going to do anything it took to get rich and to make money. And if you follow this career and you look back on what he has done throughout his career, it's becoming more and more, as more and more information come out there, then that Puff Daddy did whatever it took. Some of it unethical, some of it, maybe even illegal. That remains to be seen. But some of it, so that he was going to do whatever it took to to make his money. And so the next line is, if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. So now he is in a position where he is facing some charges. And also, not only is he facing charges, but allegedly they say he has some tapes and some recordings of people that put people in a compromising position. And so if you're a real hustler and you're a real street dude, which like it looks like that's how he was living, like a hustler and a street dude, then when you lose, you got to take your medicine. You can't snitch on people. You can't take people down in order to make if so you will have a softer landing. You just have to take your medicine, especially like I said, if that's all you know is the game of do or die, when you lose, you can't ask no questions why. So to me, it remains to be seen. Like, will Puffy snitch on the people that that he allegedly have in compromising positions, you know. Um, And so let me find another some more lyrics right here. So let me see. It says a weakness was shown because his hustle was wrong. So again, now if you don't want to, his hustle was wrong, and a lot of people would agree with that, because if you don't want to suffer these consequences, if you don't want to your life to catch up with you, then you got to be you got to be careful what path that you choose in life. So in that regard, if you're doing anything illegal, or you are receiving ill-gotten gains, then definitely it's your hustle is wrong, because you don't want that to catch up with you. Um, and so let me see what else. I'm gonna go into some more. All right, the aim of his role was to move a lot of blow. Ask him his dream, what it mean, he do not know. So that to me describes Puffy also too, because there's some allegations that Puffy, was he was dealing in women, he was dealing in maybe some illegal substances allegedly, and so that's what his focus was. If these allegations are correct, and he was trafficking in women, also his mule, allegedly of somebody who was a mule for him, just got arrested. So that just seems like that was his aim. His aim of his role was to move a lot of blow. And so and then it goes on to say, ask him his dream, he would not know. And that to me just signifies a person that is lost. They don't know really, you know what I mean? He really don't know what his dream is. He was, he just caught up in a situation. It's gotten, more out of control than maybe he thought he can control it, and it's gotten out of control. He just lost, just lost focus, and probably just is a lost person. So, you know, to me, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's just he just seems more like a Superfly type character than someone who is a Jeffrey Epstein. Like people from our community, and not to glorify what Puffy is doing or what other people in our community do that's illegal, but they have their own swag, and they move a certain way. And so to describe him as a black Jeffrey Epstein, I think I just think that's incorrect. He's one of one. He's Puff Daddy, and that can't be that can't be just misunderstood. Also, let me see. Let me get some more. Let me see. Let me see what else I got here as far as the lyrics. All right, so it says here, the games he plays for keep. He plays for the games he plays for keeps. Hustling time in the ghetto street, trying to get over. Again, that you know what I mean? That describes people like Puffy from our community who try to take shortcuts, and just try to get over. And again, he got to understand, like it says, he plays for keeps. And so if you play for keeps, then you got to know that that other people in the game are playing for keeps too. And if these allegations are like I said, if these allegations that against Puffy are true, then you have to understand that other people are playing for keeps also. But that's my take on it. Like to me, he seems more of a Superfly type character, more so than somebody like Jeffrey Epstein. And don't get me wrong, like Jeffrey Epstein was accused of a lot of the same things that Puffy, Puff Daddy is accused of. But the way they move and the way they, it's some differences in there, which to me just signifies that you don't have to characterize him as somebody like Jeffrey Epstein. He's more like a Superfly type character, in my opinion. But with that being said, man, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know if you agree or not. If you go back and look up the lyrics to that song by Curtis Mayfield. It's called Superfly. Where's Curtis Mayfield? Curtis Mayfield's right here on this album. Curtis Mayfield was just a genius. He was a miracle, a genius, a musical genius. Yeah, but and the Superfly album, that's for all you young bucks who don't know, Curtis Mayfield. You got to be crazy not to know who Curtis Mayfield was. But yeah, leave a comment, man. Let me know what what you think about Puffy and my description of Puffy as more like a Superfly character than someone who is cut from the mold of a Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. So with that being said, I'll check you all out on the next video. And